There's another 2-0 team. Let's talk about them. They beat Kansas City, and we
Arizona?
watched them. No, not yet. We watched them play last night. That Chargers defense stifled Geno and the Raiders in a way that was just eye-opening to me. Geno's, there's 32 guys. Geno's not a top 10 quarterback, but he is a much better quarterback than he looked last night. It looked like he had nowhere to go with a football ever last night.
Because he didn't.
I understand that. And that's what the Chargers did to them. That defensive coach Minter, like people rave about him, like every
little guy too.
Head coach. There's
wary of those guys.
His guys play for him. Derwin James in the back end is an absolute monster. The Herbert bid is always going to be what we look at first. And hey, Quentin Johnston, like this is a guy that comes out of TCU and he drops a zillion balls. He sucks. No, maybe he's figuring it out, man. Maybe the light's coming on. 2 touchdowns first game, had one last night, and then they didn't do much at all in the second half. They didn't run the ball at all, but their defense just absolutely had Vegas in a pretzel. And so that's a 2-0 start within their division. Again, 2's not enough for me to say this Charger team is blank, but they look the part in these 2 that they've played.
You brought up Herbert with Orlovsky last night, and I watch Herbert. I see a maturation, but I also see a confidence in his protection. One of the all-time great new nicknames I saw. Did you see Joe Alt's nickname?
Joe, I don't know what.
Control Alt Delete.
That's on your email,
and
it's a fad.
But Alt has to go to left tackle and can't because they lose Slater. And it's like, holy shit, what are the Chargers going to do? I'll trust in Greg Roman and Harbaugh when it comes to the line all day, every day. But there's just a confidence. I go back, I watch Quentin Johnston, who's a guy drop after drop after drop after drop.
That would be really hard when your job is to not drop.
Correct. And, I think back to when Harbaugh was at Stanford with Richard Sherman, and they didn't hit it off great. Sherman was a wide receiver. What does he end up being? An all-pro corner. It's because he became a defensive player under that. There's a lot of mind stuff that Harbaugh could do. And you saw the locker room last night. There's a belief that he gives in his guys. And to see Herbert, who has all the intangibles, all of them.
He throws as beautiful a ball as there is. That the ball to Johnson, there's an angle from the end zone that's just football porn because he's wide, but the ball's got to be perfect, and it was video game.
Yep, and with Herbert, I look at him and I watch C.J. Stroud. Herbert, early in his career, it never felt like he got to his drop, threw the ball on time. He would always take a hitch or take another step. And now, what does that do? That screws your offensive line because they're protecting for his 5-step drop, and you're at a 7-step. So now the rushers know that. And it's just it complicates things unequivocally. But now you see a comfortness. And they don't have elite guys. Yeah, Keenan Allen back in the day was elite. Quentin's was a high draft pick, but he's coming to his own. McConkey's an all-timer of getting open in a security blanket. Their tight ends will mash you. And then they're still doing the Hampton and Harris thing. So they have the pieces, but I just see a confidence in Herbert that's really cool, and it comes of having trust in what the plan is and what you do every week.
But think about what you just said, like in laying out the offensive pieces, because McConkey's like you said, I watch his routes because I have him on teams, and it's like throwing the ball because he's open every play. Of course he is, but it's just like 3 steps this way, left or right. And Keenan is a vet who's still got some juice. Johnston can take the top off, but like we're not talking about like pieces like St. Brown, Williams.
No.
Like you don't have elite weapons on offense, but you got a quarterback that can do it all. And now you got a defense that if they're going to play on a level like that, buddy, they got a chance. They got a chance to be in the mix. in the mix.
They got to be at home against Denver next
They
week,
are.
right?
And
Yeah,
so
okay.
they open with 3 division games to start their season.
What's up with that scheduling?
I know. Steve doesn't want them until October.
Come on.
But they got a chance to be 3-0 in their division, which would be sick.
Understood.
Sick.
Understood. We'll just
they've,
take
they've,
it.
They've
take
done
it
the
and go.
heaviest lifting.
Yeah.
They've done that. And by the way, LA, we've been out to that place. SoFi is beautiful. Like, I don't know how many Charger fans there are. I don't encounter them in the wild. It'd be nice if you guys showed up and cheered for them. They're good.